Bro, when people, what I got from that is he's a hater. If you don't know me as a person, say you don't like me. You don't know me. You feel me? And I don't give a fuck. Him. Everybody including Will. I mean, Will. Fuck.
Gervonta Davis speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah, if he want to dare to be great.
You know what I mean? Leave them big guys alone. Stop trolling them, right? They're best 147 pounders in the world, and they're the best 140 pounders for a reason.
Gervonta Davis just posted on X saying that after seeing Crawford beat Canelo, he now feels confident he could take Canelo himself, adding, "I'll swing on him for real." He doubled down on his confidence, telling critics to watch his performances and promising to push his training even harder because he wants real respect in the sport and a chance to prove himself, believing a big win would secure his place among boxing's top names. But after Terence Crawford's stunning win over Canelo Alvarez, instead of giving credit for such a historic moment, Gervonta Tank Davis brushed it off and claimed he could beat Crawford too, a reaction that sparked strong backlash from analysts who said that even if he didn't want to praise Crawford, he should at least avoid disrespect, especially when Crawford accomplished what many thought couldn't be done by defeating Canelo so decisively, and they called Davis's comments unnecessary, dismissive, and unworthy of a fellow fighter.
It dominated a first ballot Hall of Famer, a 4-division champion, a 2-time undisputed super middleweight, and was the reigning undisputed 168-pound super middleweight world champion. Superstar boxer, Saul Canelo Alvarez, who is now 63 wins, 3 losses, 2 draws, 39 wins by way of knockout. And Gervonta Tank Davis, I'm not even gonna read off his accolades, because what he did is just nasty work. And this is your king that y'all be praising. Gervonta Tank Davis, instead of applauding the accomplishments, just tip your hat. Just tip your hat. Hey, salute. And if you don't want to salute him, guess what? Just don't say nothing. Just don't say nothing. If you don't want to salute that man, just don't say nothing. Right? And so, Gervonta Tank Davis takes to social media because the boxing world is praising Terence Crawford for what he did. After Gervonta Tank Davis, when the fight was announced and when Terence Crawford was saying he wanted to go up from 154 to 168, Gervonta Tank Davis said he was doing it for the money, not for the legacy.
Long before this recent controversy, Crawford had already spoken openly about Gervonta Davis, saying he didn't view Davis as the type of fighter who takes real risks against top-level opponents and calling him someone who talks more than he steps up. Crawford even admitted he personally doesn't like Davis, making it clear that if they ever faced each other, it wouldn't just be a competitive matchup, it would be personal.
Tank would never even think about to come up to 154.
All right, what about 47 though?
Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. But Tank would never come from 35 to 54.
Y'all got into it on social media around that time. Is that just you being competitive, like when that happens? Or is
man,
it like...
I just really don't like that dude.
Why though?
Cause I just don't like him. Like, I really don't like him. That's like
just not your cup of tea. That's just not your...
I don't like nothing about him. I just feel like, he just one of these little arrogant little dudes that's using what he got to shield him. He got a lot of security guards around him, and he's in the limelight and stuff like that. But in certain situations, he wouldn't be acting like that.
Do you like him as a fighter though?
Yeah, he's a damn good fighter.
Yeah.
But like his core personality and his ways, nah.
Bill Haney, father and trainer of Devin Haney, also weighed in, brushing off Davis's comments and saying there's no chance Tank could do what Crawford did. He argued that Davis needs to stop provoking bigger fighters and focus on his own weight class, insisting he should stay in his lane at 147 instead of chasing attention by calling out champions in divisions where he doesn't truly belong. To Haney, Davis's comments were nothing more than a publicity move.
Gotta ask your thoughts on Tank saying he'd knock out Terence in 6 rounds. You think he was playing, trolling, what? Selling tickets to his new fight?
Was that like his tweets? Like he's
he said it
on video.
Huh?
He said audio. He said it. He's like, if I tap that chin, you know he chinny.
Listen, Terence has already hired us for any of the little guys. Anybody 130, 26, 30, 35, you know, Gary Russell, Tank Davis, you cannot go to get to Terence Crawford without going through us. Rolly Romero, leave Earl Spence alone. You see what I'm saying? You come over here and you get that ass whipped in too. You know what I mean? Leave them big guys alone. Stop trolling them, right? They're best 147 pounders in the world, and they're the best 140 pounders.
Trainer Greg Hackett spoke with intensity about Terence Crawford's win over Canelo Alvarez, calling it one of the most significant accomplishments in modern boxing and saying Crawford now has nothing left to prove after doing something no one had achieved in generations. He noted that not since the eras of Bob Fitzsimmons and Henry Armstrong had a fighter moved up through multiple weight classes and completely dominated someone as highly respected as Canelo, and he stressed that the way Crawford won made the moment even more historic. It wasn't a close call or a lucky punch, but a precise, commanding performance that removed all doubt about who was superior. Hackett said this victory firmly placed Crawford among the sport's all-time greats and proved that critics no longer have any grounds to question his legacy, arguing that Crawford's achievements speak for themselves. He added that Crawford has silenced every lingering doubt and should focus on enjoying what he's earned instead of entertaining negativity, calling the performance the true definition of greatness.
Armstrong held them all at the same time. Legendary shit. He goes in there and beats arguably the best fighter or one of the best fighters of his era. Regardless of weight class. What was your thoughts on the performance?
The performance was like clean. Like it was real. It was times where it was close calls. Like it looked like Canelo might. Damn, Canelo might get him right here. You know what I mean? Bud found a way out, slip up out of there. He was working behind his jab real good, his footwork real good, you know, setting the pace. He was creating what I like to call spider web in there. You know what I'm saying? That's basically setting traps with your movement. The part I didn't expect was for Canelo to really approach Bud like Bud, you know, like he was just gonna punch on Bud. He was looking. What I mean by that is Canelo when he would hit Bud to his hips or like on the shoulder, because I seen him do it a few times. He was like Canelo was like looking for those results that he usually get when he do those things. And I was like, I can't believe he looking at Bud like that. Like he really trying to play Bud. I mean, on the low. He know Bud can fight, but it was like, I'm gonna hit. All right, when I hit you on your hips, you gonna act right. I mean, when I hit you on your shoulders, you're going to act right. And you can tell Canelo's been spoiled over the years. Canelo's gotten better, a lot better. And Canelo is a legend for sure. But you can tell he's imposed his will on a lot of guys and won off of his poker face alone. You know what I mean? Along with the punishing shots.
Although Terence Crawford has made it clear he doesn't like Gervonta Davis, he hasn't ruled out the possibility of fighting him. Crawford has said that if Davis is genuinely serious, he needs to move up to 147 pounds so the matchup can happen on fair terms. To Crawford, taking the fight would not only silence Davis's constant trash talk but also give him another opportunity to prove his dominance against a major name. He believes the responsibility is on Davis. If Tank truly thinks he can win, he should take the risk in the ring instead of making bold claims online. Crawford's position reflects his confidence, as he welcomes the challenge while knowing the odds would still strongly favor him.
Gervonta Davis speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah, if he want to dare to be great, he can be like all the other fighters that moving up 2 weight classes and, you know, daring to be great.
You would fight him.
Man, tell him to come up there.
He got to come to win 54.
He said I got a glass chin. So tell him to come and touch it.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Gervonta said you got a glass.
He said I got a glass chin. Tell him to come and touch it.
At 147?
At 147. I'll make 147 for him.
Ooh, see, oh man.
You're gonna have a pre-camp.
Then what the people gonna say? Oh, he's beating up on little guys.
I don't know.
DJ Rum, a highly respected boxing commentator, expressed deep admiration for Terence Crawford, emphasizing his unmatched versatility and complete mastery in the ring. Rum explained that Crawford isn't just another talented fighter, but one of the rare athletes who can perform at the highest level in every aspect of the sport. He highlighted Crawford's unique ability to adapt to any style, whether facing a heavy puncher, a slick counterpuncher, or a relentless pressure fighter, blending offense and defense seamlessly, switching tactics with precision, and constantly forcing opponents to second-guess themselves. Rum described Crawford as a once-in-a-generation athlete whose understanding of distance, timing, and angles separates him from everyone else in boxing today. He said Crawford's fights go beyond simple competition, becoming demonstrations of strategy and artistry, with every adjustment like a calculated move on a canvas. Beyond being a champion, Rum sees Crawford as a problem solver capable of breaking down and dismantling any challenge, and his consistent ability to dominate under all circumstances has convinced Rum and many others that Crawford's legacy will remain unmatched for years to come.
Clearly, outboxed him like I said he would. You know, Bud is special, man. He can adapt. He can make adjustments. There's nothing he can't do. I was a little worried because in the beginning when the fight was announced, because of Canelo's power, Bud coming up, they're like, oh, he come up 2 weight classes. I considered it, he came up 3. Because he only had 1 fight at 1.
Yeah, 1 fight at 54.
Yeah, right.
So I feel like it's 3 weight classes in 2 fights.
Right.
Yeah.
So with that right there, that was a big thing because Canelo is strong. Canelo does hit hard, he got power, and he's comfortable at 168. You understand what I'm saying? He's more comfortable. I didn't know if the weight was going to do something to Bud. But I know there was ways that he could outbox him easily. And he did it. Towards the closer to the fight date, I changed my stance on it and leaned more to Bud, which was a good thing because my prediction was right yesterday on it. And he just outboxed him, outclassed him. He showed people. I think he still followed a bit of the Mayweather blueprint. You know, Canelo has to plant his feet all the time to throw off his power, let off his power shots. He has to just make that quick stop. It's real quick, like a millisecond. That's all Bud needs to move out the way. Bud sets him up to get a reaction. By the time Canelo goes to throw that punch, Bud slips to the side and catches him that way. Bah-bah. It's too late. Now, I mean, for Canelo, his planning of the feet to throw his power punches, if more people figure that out and really take that into consideration in their training camps, I think he would have more losses. But a lot of them fear the power, like a skull.
Even after achieving such a rare feat, analysts noted that many fans and commentators were still hesitant to give Crawford full recognition. They suggested this was partly due to the long-standing admiration for Canelo, particularly in Mexico, while Crawford, as an African-American fighter, has often faced unfair bias. Critics argued that the reaction to Crawford's victory went beyond boxing, highlighting deeper issues of popularity, race, and perception within the sport.
Especially enough for a guy to come 2 to 3 weight divisions lower. Well, so you would be asking a guy to literally just stand there like this new slap exercise. Slap me and I slap you. That's not boxing. And that's extremely sour grapes. And my advice to you is this. Although most times people will stay on cold, there's exceptions to the rules where people will say, I'm not going that far. You know what I mean? Like by our administration right now that's governing the New Russia. They do a lot of illegal things on a daily. But this pedophilia, some people are saying, no, I'm jumping off the boat on this one. I'm going to go with protecting the kids. I mean, I'll go with you with a lot of stuff, but protecting the kids is kind of important to me. Should be, right? It should be, level. So it should be, where you just you don't go a certain length, right? There should be borders, so to say, okay, I don't go past that line. And the line should be pedophilia. Or a line should be no objectivity at all in the world of boxing. You saw a great performance, and Canelo just lost, right? This guy is just a better fighter. Right? If he can come up from that weight division and stand in the pocket most of the time, and still win. If you are saying that you don't want Canelo to be able to cut the ring off with this guy that didn't really run at all, then you're basically saying, well, listen, let's just stand and slug. And that's brawling, right? That has nothing to do with boxing. And so people are going to jump off that. And here's something else that's going to happen to you people right now with sour grapes and are racists running around just saying ridiculousness, right? Because you're disappointed.
Rising star Hamza Shiraz also praised Crawford, calling him a relentless force in the ring and saying he has never struggled with any opponent, always finding a way to secure victory. Shiraz's comments reflected the respect younger fighters have for Crawford, recognizing him as a benchmark of excellence. For Shiraz, Crawford's performance against Canelo only reinforced what he already believed, that Crawford competes at a level few others can reach.
To him, so he said it about himself in the post-fight press conference yesterday. He goes, my mind wants to do it, he goes, my body can't. Doesn't mean he's totally shot. He's not totally shot. He's still a great fighter, and someone I could definitely see myself in the ring with pretty soon.
And beating?
Yeah, definitely. It would have been kind of nice for him to get the win and then me to fight him and then potentially have beaten him. But yeah, God has a different plan.
Look, it still could be Canelo. I don't know when. The plan's obviously a little bit ruined, but do you believe you'd stop Canelo Alvarez Hamza?
Do I believe I'd stop him? I believe I've got a good chance of doing so.
Crawford's longtime trainer, Brian Bo McIntyre, shared his perspective on what might come next, stating that Crawford is unlikely to pursue a fight with David Benavidez. Instead, he suggested that Crawford may choose to step back and take time for himself rather than take on unnecessary challenges. McIntyre's comments emphasized that Crawford has earned the right to make decisions on his own terms, and with nothing left to prove, he can focus on preserving his legacy and pursuing personal goals rather than responding to critics.
If Benavidez can make 168, maybe he has plans or ideas of maybe trying to match up Benavidez and Terence Crawford.
No,
there.
man. No, we ain't doing that fight.
Maybe planning on vacating the belts?
No, we ain't gonna vacate the belts. We just gonna sit where we need to sit for a minute, and then, just like I said, get back in the gym and do our thing.
Honest? Absolutely.
And he don't want none.
No. So what does this performance prove about the end of sparring? You guys were largely
I told you it don't make
it.
no difference. Didn't I say it? I said that don't mean shit. I don't give a damn about that.
Yeah.
I said that, didn't I?
Yeah.
In one of those interviews, I said that. Don't mean shit, because he's no Bud Crawford. I'm not taking nothing from innocent, Boozy, them over there, them my guys.
Legendary heavyweight Evander Holyfield also commented on Crawford's victory, calling his performance outstanding and highlighting his timing, footwork, and ring intelligence. Holyfield said Crawford showed a level of skill that set him apart from ordinary champions, and for him, the win over Canelo wasn't just a victory but a clear demonstration of mastery that reminded fans what elite boxing looks like. Coming from a legend like Holyfield, his praise carried considerable weight.
What did you think of Crawford's performance over Canelo?
It was super.
Super.
Because the thing is that when you got both of the guys are good.
Right.
I just think that when you have two guys, the smaller guy is a guy that don't have the punching power, but he has the skills that's necessary.
Crawford.
Yeah.
So you were very impressed with his performance?
Well, yeah. The point of the matter is, I knew if it came down to if somebody got knocked out, I thought Crawford would probably get knocked out.
Yeah.
But I know about.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.